Hello, my beautiful movie peeps. Thank you so much for clicking on an episode of Side Flick. My name is Chris. We got some movie news to dive into here today, so let's talk about it. Some of the stuff we're going to be discussing here today, guys, is a surprising character returning to the Fast and Furious franchise. I am in shock. We know when we can expect the next Flash trailer, and it's kind of surprising the way Warner Brothers wants to do it. A couple of comments Charlie Cox has made on the upcoming Daredevil series that is making fans a little panicked. That, along with so much more, so many of you guys give me your opinions down below with everything we discuss here today. You peeps know the drill. Timestamps in the description. Skip around to what you'd like, but at least leave a comment and a like, and subscribe if you haven't already, because that's what truly makes me happy inside. Alright, so starting off with the first thing I want to discuss here today is we have an update on the Purge 6. Yep, that's right. Hollywood continues to lie to us, even though the last Purge movie was considered the final Purge film, the Forever Purge. We, of course, are still looking to be getting another one, and it's going to have the return of a character from previous installments. We have here Frank Grillo giving us an update on the upcoming Purge 6. Now, the last we had heard about this upcoming Purge movie is that yes, it will be a sequel to the Forever Purge, and spoilers, you haven't seen that movie, but by the end of that film, the entire US state is Purge 24/7 now. It'll be 5 years after that event, where I guess the world has just fallen into this apocalyptic Forever Purge chaos, where Frank Grillo then comments, "I've got one more Purge movie left. James has the script. It focuses on the Leo Barnes character, and he wants to direct it. We're working with Universal to see if we can pull this off before I'm in the old folks home." I don't know if it's just been me, but I felt like the Purge movies never really fully lived up to their potential. Like, they have a lot of interesting moments throughout all the Purge movies, but I feel like the concept itself has always been more fascinating than what the movies have provided to us, you know? A day in our country where everything is completely legal and you can do whatever you want. It feels like there's so many other things that they could have shown us on Purge Day that we didn't really get to see. It was just random murder and people dressing up like they were about to go to a rave. Yet I still find myself checking in every time, and I gotta admit, whenever Frank Grillo was attached to a Purge movie, it was a lot more interesting. He's a character I liked following in the world. It also turned it more action as opposed to a horror film. But this is where I throw it off to you guys. Frank Grillo here is gonna be part of another Purge movie, most likely the final one. Who knows? Does this make you excited for it, or not really? But on the opposite side here of sequels I will always endlessly be forever watching, we got an update on the Terminator franchise. Earlier in the week, James Cameron has been going around doing interviews promoting Avatar: The Way of Water, and one of the most famous James Cameron properties he has is the Terminator franchise. During a podcast interview, he revealed that there are talks to bring back the franchise, where he said, "If I were to do another Terminator film and maybe try to launch the franchise again, which is in discussion, but nothing has been decided, I would make it much more about the AI side of it than bad robots going crazy." The Terminator franchise has been one interesting franchise that gets these reboot sequels over and over, because every film after Terminator 2 is essentially a reboot and also a sequel to Terminator 2. Whether you're talking about Terminator 3, Salvation, Genesis, or Dark Fate, all of those are essentially Terminator 3 in their own little bubble universe. And I believe it wasn't that long ago that it was announced that the rights to the Terminator franchise have now gone back to James Cameron. It's up to him to what he wants to do with the franchise, and, well, that's his idea for it. If he does it, it would be a lot more focused on Skynet, or the intelligence behind the robots who get sent out back in time, which I'm not against. I'm curious to what a Terminator film like that would look like, but I don't see him writing or directing another Terminator film when he's got like so many Avatar movies still yet to make. So if the plans move forward and they do make a Terminator reboot, my wishes for the franchise is, one, go back to the vibes of that very first Terminator movie, where it's almost like a horror film. You have this unstoppable force just chasing after your characters. Make it low budget. We don't need a Terminator film that costs as much as it makes to make a superhero movie. Or honestly, just hit the reboot button, okay? Stop trying to hold on and attach yourself to Terminator 1 and 2. You're never going to compare to what that universe started, so just start your own thing completely fresh. What do you guys think about a Terminator reboot, and what would you want to see done in it? Moving on from there, we have Charlie Cox here giving us some details about the upcoming Daredevil series. A couple of comments, actually, that has made some fans really worried. So just to bring you guys up to speed, yes, we have a Daredevil series coming out in 2024. In fact, they're going to spend all of 2023 making the show. That is because it's going to be the longest Disney Plus series that we have had, 18 episodes. And Charlie Cox recently had this to say about the show, going, "My opinion is this character works best when he's geared towards a slightly more mature audience. My instinct is that on Disney Plus it will be dark, but it won't be as gory." I would say to people hoping the Disney Plus show copies the Netflix show, we've done that. Let's take the things that really worked, but can we broaden? Can we appeal to a slightly younger audience without losing what we've learned about what works? And immediately with Charlie Cox mentioning, can we appeal to a younger audience? Oh, MCU fans online went crazy going, "Oh my god, Daredevil's gonna emote into a Fortnite joke." Well, I hope so. Obviously not. I mean, Charlie Cox in here still says it's going to be dark, it's just not going to be as gory, which just lets me know we're not going to see as much blood or maybe bones breaking as we kind of did in the Netflix series. But even then, Daredevil to me isn't a character I feel needs to be rated R. I just want them to pull off a good story in here that actually catches my attention for 18 episodes that isn't going to be 80-70% building up a villain that you'll reveal in the final 2-3 episodes. This Daredevil show has me most intrigued because I feel like it's going to be the one to break the MCU show formula. And them just saying they're going to appeal to a slightly younger audience, I don't think that's a bad thing. It could still work out okay. But I will admit, if they said these same kind of comments about like The Punisher and he was getting his own Disney Plus show, I'd be panicking. I'd be worrying. That's a character I feel needs to be rated R. This is where I throw it off to you guys. Charlie Cox's comments on the Daredevil series, do they make you panicky? Or do you think it's okay? Bringing us to a minor update on the DC situation, we do have to talk about them coming close to promote a movie, The Flash. The Wrap here came out with an article letting us know that Warner Brothers is planning to put down millions of dollars at the Super Bowl to give us a Flash teaser trailer. Now I know some of you might be thinking, why is this big news? Studios put down millions of dollars all the time to promote their movies at the Super Bowl. Big whoop. Well, this is a big deal for a couple of reasons. One, it's Warner Brothers doing it. The last time Warner Brothers has spent money at the Super Bowl to promote a trailer was in 2006. That means it's been 16 years since Warner Brothers thought they should spend millions of dollars to promote a movie. They never like to show up at the Super Bowl because they feel like it's just a giant waste and it inflates their marketing budget, which I think is true, okay? I don't think studios should be wasting that much money on the Super Bowl, but they do anyways. So them wanting to break and actually promote this movie, one, show some confidence in this film. We keep hearing nonstop that The Flash is actually one of the better DCU movies that they've made in a long time. It sucks that it has to be bogged down with all this baggage and drama behind it, but Warner Brothers seems determined to promote this thing. That's again where we also got to talk about, I was just mentioning, in January, James Gunn and Peter Safran, they're going to announce a couple of DC movies headed our way. If those DC movies they announce don't seem to fit the plans of this Flash movie, are people going to care enough to go see this film? That's one of the downsides of the cinematic universe. If they don't lead to a bigger event or more sequels, people don't seem to care, or they feel like they're wasting their time. When back in the day, you would just have a random superhero movie come out and you just didn't know if they were ever going to make another one, but you went to go see it because it was a new superhero movie, man. I'm excited to see The Flash for so many other reasons here, but I am going to be disappointed if they decide not to continue this universe. Totally understand if they recast, though. Still, this is where I throw it off to you guys. Super Bowl, we're going to see The Flash trailer. First time them spending millions of dollars in a long time. How do you feel about that? Moving on here, we have something that I can't believe is actually going to be going down. We have an article that has come out about Fast and Furious X, the 10th Fast and Furious film, letting us know Gal Gadot is coming back to play Giselle. Yep, that's right, my friends. We are getting articles here reported that this is what's going to be going down, and I just think this is so ridiculous. As ridiculous as the Fast and Furious franchise is, some of the things they've been doing lately I've just not been that excited with. Like, I'm someone who's always going to defend the Fast and Furious franchise. I have a big guilty pleasure for it. I love the movies, but then that 9th film for me really disappointed me. It was like the first Fast and Furious movie I actually said to myself, this is just ridiculous. This doesn't even make sense anymore, when they've already done so many crazy and ridiculous things in the past. And in 9, they just brought back Han to life when he supposedly died a long time ago in the franchise. Now you're also going to be bringing back Gal Gadot here. Okay. With this now being another death that has been retconned in the Fast and Furious franchise, does this also take away some of the stakes? Because I'll admit, Gal Gadot's death back in Fast and Furious 6 was one of the most heartbreaking deaths. I remember seeing it going, damn, I can't believe she died. It actually hit me back when deaths in the Fast and Furious franchise actually meant something. I think this is just what Vin Diesel and team had to do when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just denied coming back for the franchise, wanting to be here for the finale, and Vin just wants as many stars as he can for the final 2 movies. I guess. I'm really going to be hesitant going into this next Fast and Furious movie because of that last one. And this right here doesn't exactly excite me. It just brings up a red flag that I'm like, this could be another ridiculous one. So this is where I throw it off to you guys. They are bringing back to life another Fast and Furious cast member that we once thought was dead. CGI Paul Walker's coming, guys. I can feel it. How do you feel about everything? But that is all movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.